It's crazy.
I should have bet it.
You should have bet it.
Welcome back. It's the Big Blue Banter New York Giants football podcast. I'm Dan Schneier, joined as always my co-host Nick Villado. I just cannot believe what we just saw. Let's go. That was unbelievable, dude. I don't even know what to make of what we just saw on a multitude of reasons. For starters, how well Jackson Dart played. We're going to get into all this. I don't want to talk too much about it, but man, I thought he had moments and flashes in his first couple games. This was by far and away his best game, and I can't wait to watch the tape. But not just that, Nick. The Giants got the ball back with 6 minutes left and ran it down their throats, obliterating the Eagles, punishing them, bullying them into the point of kneeling. A double-digit 2-score win, 34 points, all from the offense against the hated rivals. I cannot wait tomorrow, Nick, because I know I will be doing this. I will be all over Eagles Twitter, all over Eagles Sports Radio, listening to them whine and bitch and moan about their team at the hands of the New York Giants. I can't believe it just happened, Nick. I don't even know, man. I don't even know.
34-17 beat down, bro. We do know. Actually, we don't, because we have not experienced this, but we would like to know. We want to be invited to know this feeling more often. When's the last time we had this type of dominating win, right? Like all 3 phases, we're kneeling on the football out of the 2-minute warning. It's like, wait, we could do that? I only have seen this in the reverse. Like, we never get to experience this. And it was one of those complete wins. The defense, they changed certain things up, played a lot more zone, which we expected because you don't want to man up against A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith with the Giants' current cornerbacks. You know, the offense, they had a diverse rushing attack, doing a lot of different things out of 12 and 13 personnel and 21 personnel with the pony packages. And there was just a creativity. This was a breath of fresh air for the New York Giants team collectively. And primarily, man, it's just these rookies, dude. It's this youthful energy that the New York Giants have with Jackson Dart and Cam Scattebo. And I received this statistic from, I want to give credit to Greg Harvey, Between the Numbs. I just retweeted it. Jackson Dart with the 1 passing touchdown, the 1 rushing touchdown, and Cam Scattebo with the 3 rushing touchdowns. No other rookie duo has reached those marks in a game in NFL history, including the playoffs. So, like, this is just so much talent that is so young, infusing the New York Giants' entire fan base with this new revitalized energy. And we just defeated a divisional rival, and not just them, the defending Super Bowl champions at home in dominating fashion. This is exactly what New York Giant fans deserve right here.
Beat a 4-1 team that barely lost the only game they lost, and they were down some players. We're down players. We had a receiving core of Lil Jordan Humphrey. The fact that we scored 34 with that receiving corpse with a P, it's just unbelievable, dude. I don't even know what to make of that. But this is like, I saw in the post game, Nick, Brian Burns said, they asked him, was this your best win so far since joining the Giants? Brian Burns, by the way, he's up to 7 sacks through 6 games in a season. I mean, this guy is having an all-pro season. And he said, it was the best win I've had as a Giant. He said, it's the first time I felt like we had a complete game win. And I got to agree with him. Yeah, the Chargers win was great. It was, but it was not nearly as complete as this win. This was a dominant win. And in a lot of ways, Nick, like, it could have been potentially worse. Like the Giants, like, first of all, that first touchdown the Eagles had, it's 4th and 1 and they go false start. That should be 4th and 6. They probably have to kick a field goal at that point. We also missed an extra point. So to me, that's 5 more points that this game could have even been won by. In addition to just the fact that, look, we have a short week. We were expecting the worst from our coaching staff. We get the best from our coaching staff, the literal best offensive game plan I've seen from this coaching staff in so long, since probably the 2022 season. Like, you could say, oh, they did a good job scheming up stuff in the run game. How about the pass game? There was so much opportunity in the pass game. I know Jackson Dart will end this game with 187 yards, but that does not tell the story. The dime ball he put to Jalen Hyatt, which I can't wait to watch the tape, which pass interference could have been more yards. The Theo Johnson drop, or whatever you want to call that, I guess he was kind of interfered with too. It's another 25 yards. The pass to little Jordan Humphrey in the end zone, that was a dime of a throw that got incomplete, and they scored anyway on that drive. Like, there was more yards there. It was not just the story, and in addition to everything he did with the running, the coaches came to play for this game. The Eagles scored 0 points in the second half, aided a lot by that Cordell Flott near pick 6, which, by the way, our boy Cordell Flott coming up big. But I thought the coaches did a great job in this game, all things considered, specifically on the offense side of the ball. And like you said, the rookies are, introducing a new shot of life to this Giants franchise right now.
And let's look at it from a coaching perspective for a second. How
Yeah.
many times has it been a close game in halftime, and then we come out of halftime and we just get our asses kicked, and we're like,
Right.
dude, the New York Giants, same old New York Giants. This was a 20-17 game going into halftime. New York Giants having the edge. Giants receive the football. They go 3 and out, but then the defense forces a 3 and out, and then the Giants go on a 9-play, 56-yard drive for a touchdown. Punt for the Eagles, 4 plays, 8 yards. They punt. And then the Giants, they have to punt again, but then the Giants just continue to pour these points on, and they end up scoring 34 points total in this game, go with 14 more points over what they had, shutting the Eagles out in the second half defensively. It just seemed like the Giants, they had their number. And it wasn't even like the Giants, there were elements and parts of this game where the Giants weren't getting pressure on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was able to find a rhythm, but it didn't consist. The Giants were able to battle back from that and then find a way to halt and seize the momentum of that very talented, yet a little bit out of sync, but very talented Eagles offense. And I think we got to give some credit to the defense in general, defense that you and I have been very critical of from a coaching perspective.
Yeah, 0 points for the Eagles in the second half, obviously aided in part by that Cordell Flott interception. But I love the drive you mentioned where they went punt, because the Eagles, they tried to establish in that second half on one of those drives the run game, because they felt like we can get back to the run. No, it was stop. Saquon, bang, bang, two carries, 2 stops, and third down, they were out after that play. And they even had a stop later in the game where the Eagles went for it on 4th and 4 after that. But that was a decent, that was a good third down stop as well. They pretty much took Saquon Barkley out of this game. He was not a factor in this game.
Other than the first 2 runs, which is
other than those first 2 runs, right?
They were 1-9 on third down. They were 1-9.
Eagles. Wow.
The Eagles. The Giants were 11-16. On offense. Talk about just flipping it like completely. The Giants offense figured it out from a third down perspective and in the red zone. And then the Giants clamped down on the Eagles when it came to what they were doing offensively. The Giants just shut them down 1-9. And then really the 2 4th down conversions they had was a stupid bullshit tush push where they're jumping off sides.
One was offside. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. The NFL really needs to look at that. It's pretty infuriating. And it's not because, you're just winning with your money. It's because you're just not in a legal formation.
Well, that's the thing. I said I was going to have a rant on this. I probably won't now because they won the game and I'm just too happy to rant. But like, one side of the argument is no, you shouldn't ban it. You should just get good at it. Why are the Eagles the only team that can do it well? Well, why do you think they're going off sides and they're false starting? They're not doing it well. They're doing it illegally, but the NFL has no idea how to call it. And it's not just that. Like if you watch some of their shotgun snaps, dude, they're false starting on those shotgun snaps too. They're getting an early jump on their set. Like you could watch Lane Johnson false start twice in this game on shotgun snaps. So there's just they're just not doing a good job, the refs, when it comes to those calling those plays. Whatever. I don't even care about that. Who cares? We won this game. Like so insignificant right now at that point, but agreed. That should have been like, that's bullshit from the Eagles. But man, dude, like from the Giants standpoint, there's a lot of excitement around these 2 rookies, Cam Scattebo and Jackson Dart. I want to start with let's start with the bigger one, Jackson Dart. Like I said earlier, I thought this was by far and away his best game so far this season. He's had moments. He's played well at times. He made some big throws, the Theo Johnson touchdown last week of the Saints. But man, some of these plays he made in this game, let's just start with the touchdown run to start. Did an awesome job faking out the defender at that, give him a little shake, getting him to kind of plant one way and then plant and go.
He's excellent at that, by the way.
Dude, excellent at that.
He's also done that all throughout his time starting with the Giants. Like even if you watch some of those other plays that he's had in the middle of the field when they have a quarterback spy, he like eats into like the leverage and gets up into the feet to open the hips of the defender a certain way before exploding back towards the opposite direction and then gaining some sort of advantage from like an angles perspective, especially since he's a deceptive athlete in his own right.
He's like not the fastest runner, but he's one of the more effective runners at quarterback because he has great lateral agility and lateral acceleration after the agility. But then also the 2 plays where he just has such a good feel for the collapsing pocket, how to manage it, how to navigate it, how to never really panic in it. And then one led to a first down run later in the game. But the other one, the Wan'Dale touchdown throw, like that was just an awesome play by him. But then it's the on-script stuff too that really impressed me. Like all that stuff is great. We've seen that already from Dart. But some of the on-script stuff, the third down where he's facing a barrel barrel down blitz, and he stands in the pocket and throws that outbreaking route to Theo Johnson that Theo catches, the one that he catches. And then the other third down where he knows he has middle of the field open and he drops that ball right into Theo's bucket. He drops it, or maybe he was interfered, whatever. And then the Hyatt throw in the end zone, that was another just perfect time. These are 3 dime balls, 2 with pressure barreling down on him. Just unbelievable ball placement. I thought his velocity was awesome tonight. I thought he was driving the football. And then finally, the arm slot and the ability to change his arm slot and change his arm angles. The throw that should have been a touchdown to Humphrey. I don't know what happened. Maybe there's a defender made a good play, but that was a sick freaking throw, dude. That was the stuff we talked about watching his Ole Miss tape, like his ability to change the trajectory of the ball, but then also just to get it up and down, like get it over and then in and have it drop right in. That's that on the Hyatt throw, on the Humphrey throw, and even on those 2 Theo throws. That's the same thing. Just constant third down conversions from him. Feels like he's just comfortable in those third down situations, finding solutions. I thought they finally let him kind of operate this game as like a pass first game plan for a lot of the game. There was run first at times, but like there's times they just went pass first tempo, and he's just ripping out patterns, out routes, short out routes, and letting it go.
It was that, and they just also had a bunch of different elements, right? It wasn't just pass first. There were RPOs. There were the rushing plays that we were discussing. They were doing it from a variety of different formations. There were different formations that we haven't even seen yet this season. So there were wrinkles.
Pony package. We finally saw them both on the field.
Yes. There was some pony as well. They were doing, a lot of split back with either a tight end, the second running back in the pony package, or Wan'Dale Robinson in the backfield, just to add another element. The offense had a lot of different tools in this game to defeat this Eagles defense. And I appreciate that, because they're giving this rookie quarterback more of an opportunity to be successful and to thrive and to maximize the skill set that he has. And he did that in this game. Yeah. I'm so glad that you brought up the touch on the passes in the intermediate and deep portions of the field. And not all of them were secured, but that wasn't a product of the quarterback. That's because he's throwing the football to, little Jordan Humphrey, who I think should be signed and be an active member of this 53-man roster, because he is an upgrade over Jalen Hyatt. He is an upgrade over Bo Collins. And his having the 6'4" frame is one thing. Also, the blocking is another thing.
Yes.
Crack toss. That was such a well-designed crack toss. You get Jermaine Illuminor out to lead block. You crack down on the end man on the line of scrimmage. Little Jordan Humphrey can do that. And then Theo Johnson was an absolute boss, moving Andrew Makuba just well off the spot. And the Giants ended up picking up 12 yards to set up the Cam Scattebo second touchdown. That's another well-designed running play. It's the Giants they checked every box, man. And they were able to pass football. They were able to run RPOs. They were able to run the football between the tackles. They were able to run the football on the outside. It was a dominating performance by the New York Football Giants against this.
It really was a dominating performance. Outside of, a few drives where the defense looked a little soft in the secondary and whatnot, and gave them 17 points. Outside of that, man, even the times the Giants got stopped, one of the times was when Jackson Dart got that scare. And my God, I held my breath when that happened. It looked worse than what it was, thankfully. But I was like, is this really happening to us when he's just playing this good? And this is all the momentum's finally going our way. It's fine. But that was how they got stopped one drive. They had to put Russ in, and Russ just wasn't ready to go in or whatever in this game. That looked ugly. Personally, it's not a big deal, but I think Jameis should 100% be the QB2, and they should just get rid of Russ.
I agree. The stick up for Russ there, I'm pretty sure he thought Jalen Hyatt was running a deep curl.
He did. It's just behind the line of scrimmage. I'm just kind of done with Russ. He's too small. I don't want him back there. Jameis at least has the same energy as Dart, and he would bring energy to a game and can actually throw a football really well at this stage and see over the line of scrimmage. So just to me, I would rather him, but it's not important. Let's hope Dart can stay on the field. Obviously, he plays a reckless brand of football, but like you said, there was so much to this game plan offensively that I loved. And I'll say this about a point you made earlier about little Jordan Humphrey. Not only does he belong on the 53-man roster, I think a case could be made if he was in that Saints game. It might have been the difference in winning that football game, because it's not just the plays that he made. That first catch he made, I love that play by Dart to just be you know what? I have this one-on-one. There's not much else. It's third down and long early in the game. On that first drive, just put it up there and in a pretty good spot and let him just kind of box out the defender, which is exactly what he did at 6'4" and come down with it. But then it's also the block that you mentioned on the scattered run. How about the block on the Wan'Dale Robinson touchdown by Lil Jordan Humphrey down the field. He's locked that defender up. He just eliminated a defender from the field. And we've seen too many times, Nick, where like if that doesn't happen, you don't have that receiver blocking downfield, gets tackled at the 3 or 4 or 5, then it's like, so all of a sudden we're in like 3rd and goal at the 8, or like 4th and false start. We're in like 4th and goal and I guess we're kicking a field goal. Like it means so much for this team to get it in the end zone and not actually have to kick the field goals, which by the way, tonight, dude, 5 touchdowns, no field goal. I'm sorry. We had the field goal. We had a little bit. I lost my mind there for a second, but like, did we have field goal or no? No field goal. Yeah.
No, I just missed extra point.
And then Mac, I guess I thought when he made that last extra point, it was a field goal in my mind for a second, just because this guy we need to get. I'm not a huge what is it? Macatamy. I don't even know how to pronounce his name.
So funny listening
to you. Don't care. I want Koo. Until whatever's name's back, I want Koo. Until Graham Gano's back, I want Koo at this point, because you don't miss extra points. That could have came back to haunt us. But point being, like Lil Jordan Humphrey, man, blocking downfield in addition to being that big body. Now, on that one deep ball, which by the way could have been more yards for Dart, it was kind of noticeable how slow he looked kind of running that go route. Lil Jordan Humphrey, I'm not going to lie, I was like, if that was Neighbors, that would probably be a touchdown. And by probably, I mean definitely. But it is what it is. But either way, a case can be made, Nick. Like, what do you think of this? He might be their second most effective receiver healthy right now.
Since Darius Slayton isn't healthy, then yeah. I mean, that's not saying anything though. Like the Giants,
but he doesn't have a roster spot right now.
No, I know, but like I think there are a lot of reasons for that. I think Jalen Hyatt's going to have this roster spot because if they put him on the practice squad, someone's going to claim him to try to recapture the Blitnikoff you know what I'm saying? So there's a little bit of like roster circumstantial reasons why that is what it is. I hope it does get rectified, because I do agree that Little Jordan Humphrey agrees to be here more so than some of the other players the Giants have. But the Giants, I think only Little Jordan Humphrey, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jalen Hyatt received targets. And then I think it was just Cam Scattebo and Theo Johnson. Like there was a very concentrated target share from the New York Giants, which at this point, I probably prefer that. And even Jalen Hyatt, I look at, and he had that really clutch 3rd down catch that was good. He held on to it. And he had a couple other ones on those out routes. We're like, there you go. But then there were like 2 where the other 2 that he should catch those. He should have probably caught those. And I think you're just going to have that because he's not a dominant force of a wide receiver when it comes.
Also, not looking like he's like being much of a deep threat for us or vertical threat like we hope he'd be.
No, not as much. Not as much. Look, it's going to get tricky here with the receiver core. It's something that we're going to have to monitor, drive in, drive out. But at this point, you look at Little Jordan Humphrey, and here we are. We're talking about Little Jordan Humphrey. And we're like, hey, we're getting excited about it. That's like the reality of the situation. But we're still able to get a victory against the defending Super Bowl champs with him playing the majority of the snaps, which says something.
It's just truly unbelievable when you frame it like that. Like, not only just unbelievable, the Giants were able to win by 2 scores against Super Bowl champs with what was left of their receiver core, but also the fact that Jackson Dart had this good of a game and found all those solutions on 3rd downs and dropped all those dimes in that we discussed with that receiver core, what does that say for when the Giants could get talent back at the receiver position? And I'll say this, like, as far as Lil Jordan Humphrey goes, we can end it on this, but like, there's no reason in my mind he shouldn't be playing the rest of the season, even over, for sure, over a guy like Bo Collins. No offense to Bo Collins. I know they like him, but I've seen enough to know that I'd rather have Humphrey out there pretty much.
Same with Jalen Hyatt. I mean, the only reason is the speed thing, right? It's like,
but you hope you still have,
from a speed. And the Giants do have a lot of those long developing plays, and they need a speedy wide receiver to stretch. They do.
They still,
So like there's a role for a player like that. But luckily for the Giants, they don't really have anybody in their receiver core right now. So there's probably still room for Little Jordan Humphrey. Hopefully Darius Slayton can get back healthy at some point here soon. Yeah, but they used a ton of 12 personnel again, but Daniel Bellinger didn't see a target, I don't think, right?
No.
A lot of 13 personnel in those.
Because if he did, he would have caught it. Yeah.
Yeah, he would have definitely caught it. We would have remembered because it's Daniel Bellinger.
94%.
Ladies and gentlemen, this feels good. It feels great to have a New York Giant victory that we're sitting here talking about against a quality opponent, not just a quality opponent, but a team that I despise, a team that we all collectively hate in our division. The Giants, they don't win divisional games with this coaching staff, and this was a dominant win in division. And this is where it gets tricky. We go to Denver, and then we got to go right to Philadelphia. And
I don't even want to think about that right now, Nick.
That's not even. No, but my point is, dude, like, maybe they can ride the wave is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like we're 2-4 right now. It's not the craziest thing in the world if the Giants can put this type of product out there. This almost washes away what happened in New Orleans. So this is a good energy to have at this part of the season, October 9th right now, week 6, having this type of victory.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And obviously I don't want to harp too much on the past. Like they could have easily won that Saints game and Cowboys game, whatever. They could be 3. But the fact of the matter is they beat 2 insanely quality teams already this year, the Chargers and the Eagles. And at the very least, Nick, they done both with Jackson Dart starting at quarterback. At the very least, what they've proven to me by doing that, beating those 2 quality teams, is that they could just win any game. They could lose any game too. Obviously, we just saw that against the Saints last week. But it's a weird version of the Giants that we're just not used to seeing and haven't seen, where they could win any game against any team, seriously, at this point. If things break right, the energy's high. Dart plays at the level he played. Scattebo plays at the level he played. The offensive line, I see in the comments someone say, speak the offensive line. Yeah, you're damn right we should speak the offensive line. They bullied the hell out of the Eagles at the end of that game to churn off 6 minutes. But even not just that, there was protection for Dart pretty much the whole night, I felt like. Sometimes they got through, not often. For the most part, Dart had a lot of time back there to throw the football. Someone mentioned in the comments he really liked how Schlotman played after John Michael Schmitz got hurt. That could only be a good sign. We'll focus on that tomorrow when we watch the All-22. I would like to see that and see if you're right on that. He said he had 2 pancakes, but regardless, like the offensive line played really well tonight, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another good game for them.
Dude, since Andrew Thomas has returned, this is the way it's been for the Giants offensive line. And look, the Giants didn't turn the football over 5 times last week. Like we would think higher of this offense.
Be 3-3 right now.
And that is, and like that is, it is what it is water under the bridge, but it does put into perspective that like this team might have something offensively with Jackson Dart leading the ship, with Cam Scattebo and his physical energy, physical rushing ability that he is bringing to this offense. Now you get Tyrone Tracy Jr. back. He didn't have a huge role in this game, but still, I think that's it's going to be important, prove to be important as the season winds on, because I'm pretty sure Cam Scattebo is like this guy has a breakdown eventually if he keeps running with this type of Marion Barber-esque style. I hope not as well, but I think he's a human being, a Tasmanian devil at that, but a human being.
Yeah, I mean the fact that he did it at Arizona State. I want to use that as evidence that he can do it at the NFL level. He's obviously running at a high rate right now. He's running into contact all the time, but we need him, and he provides an insane amount of energy for this team in general. Like you see him after the Flott interception. He's over there with Flott, like pumping him up, and Flott's like, all right, dude. Like he's like, He's like,
he smacks him in the head and
chill guy. He's like, I'm kind of a chill guy. Like I'm happy, but like relax for a second, buddy. But it was great. I loved it. And yeah, you mentioned just what Tracy can do. It wasn't a great game in his first return for Tracy. I thought he bounced a run that he shouldn't have bounced. And that I think we talked about that in text, like just drive forward and get that. But it'll get better for Tracy. I think there'll be spots for him. I saw one snap I really liked where they had Tracy in motion, Scattebo in the backfield. It was a fake, and they had Tracy in motion. And they handed it to Scattebo. I'm like, they'll get Tracy on that. And there was space where Tracy was running. They'll get Tracy on that in space sometimes. They can use that talent. I think you had a great call that will prove to be true. And we'll come back to it. This was October 10th. We'll come back to it, that Tracy will play a big role for this offense down the season. I think you're going to be right about that, Nick. To me, he's a playmaker. They will get involved.
I want to clarify, though.
Yeah.
Cam Scattebo is running back 1, and it's like that's solidified. And I don't think I need to say that, but like 3 weeks ago, before the injury, we're like, it's good. No, like Cam Scattebo, RB1, Tracy's RB2. He'll have a role though, and that will be a valuable role, especially since the New York Giants don't really have any wide receivers at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. And they can, and look, it's not a knock on Tracy. We still like his game. His film last year is phenomenal, but Scattebo's taken this to another level, and he brings something else to this offense, energy and everything like that. But man, it was just exciting, dude. My brother said after the game, this was his fate. He hates the Eagles. So he went to, just a little context, he went to Rutgers, and he had good friends that were Eagles fans. So it's just a nightmare for him. And he hates this team even more passionately than I or you do. So for him, this was by far and away the best win the Giants had in a decade. I still think the Vikings playoff win is number 1 for me. This might be 2 though, honestly. If I really thought about it, this might be my second favorite win in a decade. Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of another win that could live up to this. I was at the Cardinals. I was at the Cardinals game, and I was at the Cardinals game in week 2 of 2023, but how that season transpired, it kind of like takes away how cool of an experience that was for me for that comeback. That was a really fun game, if you remember. But overall, man, this was a dominant win against a team I despise, man. Against a team I hate. The Saquon Barkley documentary dropped the same day, right? Which was coordinated. This was a nice, like, okay, yeah, we get it. We understand, but you know what? yourself, kind of like we
Well,
get
yeah.
that. Yeah. So like I
They
do
probably were
appreciate
thinking, oh, it's going to be the same old story. The Eagles blow out the Giants and we'll have the documentary drop. And it's like, after the game, hey, Saquon, they're talking to Saquon. What's going on, buddy? You have fun out there? You got a documentary dropping too. Nope. Instead, we got that picture of sad Saquon on the sideline, smug-ass Sirianni laughing at him. I was laughing at his smug face. They did pan to Mara at one point, which I felt bad for him. And I'm hoping that he's going strong in his battle right now. He didn't look that happy up there. I was like surprised. I thought I'd see like a smile on Mara's face. Looked pretty serious at the moment. So, and same with Joe Shane.
10 minutes. There was like 9 minutes left in the game.
There's still some time left.
Yeah, pretty sure they were like, yo, guys,
we don't want to. Let's not blow this again. Let's not blow this again. But yeah, honestly, dude, it was just so much fun. Like I agree with my brother. For me, this is up there for one, because you could say the Ravens win in 2022 or the Colts win in 2022, but the Colts win, that was against a Jeff Saturday coach team. Like, it was a blowout, but it is what it is. This is against a 4-1 Eagles team, and we took it to them. They shut them out in the second half, won by 2 scores.
It's week 6 too, right? Like that Colts one was at the end of the game where everyone knew this was like, this season's over. Like the Eagles are actively trying to figure themselves out and find their identity, right? This isn't like we're quit and we're dejected and we're done with the season, which happens to teams in late December and into January, which happened to the Giants a lot, to be honest. Like this team is hungry and trying to find that identity, and they're pissed off because they just lost to the Broncos and like, oh, we're going to beat up on the Giants. Of course, no, not this time. Punched in the mouth. Absolutely love it.
Just to show a little bit statistically what these two rookies are doing, Cam Scattebo and Jackson Dart, and what it means to this team and why they've won 2 games, largely in my mind on the back of these 2 players. And obviously in some moments, they're big spots by their defense. Cam Scattebo is one of 3 running backs in the NFL right now who's produced 7 first downs, at least 3 of the games this season. And he wasn't even starting to begin the season, and he's at 7 first. You know how good that is to have 7 plus 3? It's him, Christian McCaffrey, and Kyron Williams. And then the only Giants rookie quarterback, or I'm sorry, this is not the only one. There have been 3 quarterbacks who have rushed for at least 50 yards in each of their first 3 starts in the Super Bowl era. Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, and now Jackson Dart as well, who really is maybe not the fastest runner, but a damn good and creative runner with great lateral agility and lateral acceleration. And then I got this one from Madeline Burke. She said the only Giants rookie quarterback to ever defeat the Eagles since starts were tracked was in 1950, Travis Tidwell. They won 7-3, and he went 2 of 4 with 30 passing yards. What a wild stat. I also got one more fun one for you, Nick. Jackson Dart against the blitz tonight, because the Eagles did send some pressure his way. 9 of 14, 108 passing yards, and a touchdown with a 108.9 passer rating. My God, dude, this is just unbelievable feeling.
Unbelievable feeling. Gonna just revel in this, right? Just going to love this. We got an extended week to think about this too. We get to enjoy our football Sunday too, which is a whole other thing, right? And I'm excited. That. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm excited to get into the tape too, man. I'm hoping it drops early tomorrow, so we can get both them shows in, get them out, and really dive into what exactly happened and how the Giants were able to really seize this victory.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see it on the tape. I can't wait to see it. Some things we suspect we'll see is good offensive line play by the Giants. In a lot of ways, some good run blocking, too, I think we'll see as well on the tape. We'll see if that's the case. We'll see what happened on defense. Like, they shut him out in the second half. I didn't feel like the Giants' pass rush at times was getting there. I thought there were times that the tackles negated our pass rush. We'll see what happens on that end. Cordell Flott, obviously, that was an insanely good play. And let's speak to Flott a little bit, because this was a big game for him. It was the first game this season where the Giants said, you know what? That's it for the experiment. Deonte Banks, you're done. You're on the bench. Cordell Flott, you're the full-time starter. And he responded with the biggest play of the game, really. It sealed the game. He prepared for it. He knew it was coming, and he jumped that route. And that's something that I saw when I was watching him at LSU, and I liked him. I saw that click and close ability that he has when he diagnoses it. And he really looked like he had a good beat on that pass. And they were trying to beat us with that out route throughout the game. And then finally he just jumped one and just said, F it.
We talked a lot about his footwork, I think, after week 2, and his footwork in that type of situation where he's in man coverage and it's a throw in front of him and he's able to just plant and drive through the catch. He takes such good angles doing that. Now, it was assisted because the throw was a little bit behind. Jalen Hurts needs to put that a little bit more to the outside. I don't think it would have been completed either way, but Flott wouldn't have been able to intercept it if it was a little bit more to the outside of Jahan Dotson. Great on Cordell Flott. We are lucky, though, that Jalen Hurts did not connect with Devonta Smith. We might be having a completely different conversation right now about Cordell Flott if that were the case, because I think that was a cover 1. I'm pretty sure that was cover 1. Von Holland was the deep middle of the field close safety, and he and it looked like Cordell Flott bit on something underneath. I'm not exactly sure what the rules are, right? But Devonta Smith was wide open, and Hurts just missed him.
Whole game changes. Hurts with a horrific miss by Hurts. Clean pocket, horrific miss with so much space. And Hurts, he is what he is. He had some good throws tonight. He had some good plays. I'm not as impressed as others are with Hurts. I don't care. I stand by it. I've said it on multiple podcasts, CBS ones. He is not an elite quarterback to me. He might be in that second tier. I'm fine with that, but he's not an elite quarterback by any means. And I didn't think he looked like one tonight at all against the Giants, despite making some plays. This one's from Jim Schmiedeberg, something like that. Sorry, Jim, if I got it wrong. I just wanted to get this out there. It's a fun, cool thing that you had out here. He said, for you younger Giants fans, that's you and I qualify for this, Nick, because this was before we were born. In 1984, the Giants blew out the NFC champion Redskins 37-13. It was a turning point and a sign of better things to come. You could tell that day something was building. Tonight feels like that. He hopes that, and I hope they prove me right. I can understand. It does kind of feel like that, Nick, because it's a similar type feel, right? Like we're not some great team this year that's 4-1 against the 4-1 Eagles. We're this team that has lost a lot of games we should maybe win, played stupid and bad at times. But to have this kind of moment, this kind of win against a team like the Eagles, the division rival that we haven't beat a division team in 9 games before this, dude. Like, it's that crazy how long it's been. It does feel to me like it could be a turning point. And now, again, we've beaten 2 really good teams this year.
Yeah, I know, man. It's crazy because this stat Next Gen just tweeted, man. Cam Scattebo, of his 98 rushing yards, 79 of those rushing yards came after contact. 47 of those yards came against stacked boxes, bro. Wow. 47 of those 79 yards came against stacked boxes because a lot of those were on those 3rd and short situations. We're just going to give it to Scattebo, and Scattebo would pick up like 6, 7, 8 yards, and he has people hanging off of him, right? I don't know if you saw after the game, Cam Scattebo and Ryan Fitzpatrick stripped down and gave each other bare-chested chest bumps.
I didn't see that, Nick. I guess you were focused on that, though.
I am. I'm very focused on it. It's all over the feed right now.
Okay,
it's very odd. That's some hairy dudes doing some stuff right there.
I did see after the game, though, they had scattered the Prime broadcast. So first of all, I love Prime Vision. It's the greatest thing in the world. It's like watching all 22 live. I wish every NFL game had that option during Sundays. So that was really great to watch. But I did see Prime broadcast didn't cut it out when Scattebo was coming to the tunnel, and it was Jackson Dart's mom there waiting, Jackson Dart's dad, and Joe Shane. And Scattebo goes, "How about that?" And just dropped a huge F-bomb. It's just didn't get bleeped out or anything. It just got caught on there. And they like quickly got out of it, but it was just very funny. He brings a crazy energy to the Giants, Cam Scattebo, but it's not just the energy. Anyone can bring energy. Like Jameis brings great energy. Cam Scattebo brings production to this team as well. He is one of their best players by far right now, and it's really awesome to see. We, by the way, called this shit when we drafted him.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it was obvious. The production engenders the energy, right? Like the production. People see that this guy is running through dudes. He ran through Zach Bond along the sideline. And people are like, "Yo, what the hell? Like, this is incredible. Like, we gotta get this guy out there. We gotta give it." And then that on top of the personality, like the personality is secondary to the production, but the personality is part and parcel with the production. And it's a great individual, I think, to just have on this team. A day 3 pick, running back, steps in, and he is right now without Malik Neighbors. I mean, other than the quarterback, he's the fulcrum of the offense, right? Like he is that most powerful. Like if you look at the Giants' skilled position players, Cam Scattebo in this rushing attack has become like the identity of the offense, with Jackson Dart doing what he's doing with his legs as well. It's a lot of rushing. It's a lot of possessing the football. Some of these drives, 12, 15 plays, but they're actually finishing with 7 points.
Or 5 of that. Yeah, right.
Or 6 if Jude McAtamney doesn't,
if Jude McAtamney doesn't make another extra point, Jude McAtamey's better be cut. That's all I'm going to say about Jude McAtamney. The extra points are non-negotiables for me. You make them every time, and that's it, or we go to Koo. Because I know Koo has kicked in the NFL for a long time, and Koo will make extra points for me. Koo ka-choo. That's all I have to say to that. But as far as Cam Scattebo goes, you said it's obvious, Nick, but I don't think that's fair to us who took our time to scout him. And the fact that the NFL let him fall to the 4th round, it was obvious to us because we put the time and the work in and watched his tape, and we saw all the numbers and the advanced stats that backed it up. Over 100 forced missed tackles last year. Only Ashton Genty had more. We knew what we saw, and we knew it would translate too. Because a lot of people, I think, Nick, just suggested that I followed. A lot of people that I've talked to, they're like, yeah, I get it. He looked good at Arizona State. It's not going to translate to the NFL. That type of game doesn't translate. It translates, boys and girls. It translates hard right now. And who knows about his future with all the hits and whatever. I don't even want to care about that. Right now, he's just awesome, and that's what it is. And he's, like you said, one of the big points. And guess what? By the way, Nick, another cool thing. The Giants scored an opening drive touchdown. Again, their 3rd game in a row. Every single Jackson Dart start this year, dude, they've scored an opening drive touchdown after being the team that never scored opening drive touchdowns forever. And for the first time in, this is insane, Nick, but 81 games, this is almost disgusting and will almost bring the vibe down and the energy down completely. So I'm nervous to even say it, but we'll just move past it after I say it.
I got something for afterwards. So
that's even worse than that. Okay.
No. Something
to bring it back up. Okay. It's the first time in 81 games, the 2020 season. That's insane that the Giants scored more than 7 points in the first quarter. A stat so hard to believe it's true that I still don't know if it is true, but the broadcast did say it, but those days might be over.
To bring us back up, to erect us. I just saw the freaking dime of the Jalen Hyatt drop. Okay, Jalen Hyatt, you got to catch that football, whatever. But dude, that thing is so.
Put it up on the screen.
If I can, I think it's Warren Sharp who tweeted it out.
Sharp did it. Sharp dog.
Yeah, the little Warren, friend or acquaintance of the podcast. He's being on. So let's see. We
also had Jermaine Illuminor after the game tweet. How about that mother? You know what O-line? And you're damn right. How about that mother? You know what O-line?
That mother, I can't make out what you're trying to say there, Dan. I have no idea.
Jackson Dart is the first rookie quarterback to ever defeat a reigning Super Bowl MVP in prime time within his first 3 career starts. Now that feels very cherry-picked that stat, but I love it anyway.
This is just such a dime, dude. Look, that's
a good ball.
I know, and if it's anybody, man. Dude, that falls directly over Keely Ringo's fingers and right into the breadbasket. Is he being held there? Yeah, he is being held a little bit, but
I cannot wait to cut up some of this all 22 tomorrow morning. Put this up there. Put the throw to little Jordan Humphrey up there.
Oh my gosh!
And that's why they call interference, because he wouldn't let him get his right hand around. So it was a good call, honestly.
Yeah. No, absolutely. No, it's definitely interference.
What a throw. And it would have been such a good moment for Hyatt if he didn't get interfered with and made the catch, right? That's the kind of.
I thought that right when he went to go, I was like, oh, did he catch that? And then I saw him on the ground without the football, and I was like, damn it. But then
that's what I felt about that and the little Jordan Humphrey throw. I thought both were catches, and then I was like, the ball's on the ground. And then the same one with that Theo ball over the middle.
Well, that's because Al Michaels was like, oh, it's a catch.
Al Michaels is so cooked, dude. No offense. Shout out Al Michaels, legend, Hall of Famer. He's cooked, dude. I hope that for his sake, this is his last year in the booth. My man is cooked out there, but it's okay. It's okay, Al.
It is okay, Al. You do your thing. Yeah, no, this is, wow, surreal, amazing, great,
Yeah. Scattebo, 5.2 yards per carry, by the way, on 98 yards rushing, which was awesome. The Giants ran for 172 as a team. That is a big reason they won this game. They took it to the Eagles on the ground. Who takes it to the Eagles on the ground like that? That's not something we commonly see. And you're laughing at these in the way I'm phrasing things, but I don't care, dude. We're pounding them on the ground in the last 6 minutes of the game. That one was on purpose, just pounding the football through. 6 minutes to go. Just bang, bang, bang. First down. Obvious run formation. First down. Bring in Devin Singletary. I don't care. We'll get another first down to the point where we can kneel the ball out. Are you kidding me? That was so fun to watch at the end. We bullied the Eagles. When do the Giants ever bully the Eagles?
No, never. They don't bully anybody in their division. It's and it just gives hope. Look, you still got the Cowboys, the Skins, and then you got the Eagles again. You're 1-2. That's an improvement from last season. You actually won a divisional game, and this one is against the team that you just have not beat at all. I think they've won 4 games since 2016, the New York Giants against this Eagles team. So excellent victory, man. Do we get to some soups now?
Yeah, let's do some supers. Then we'll talk about some other stuff as we run through it.
All right, Jason.
Before we do that, let's just say this. Anyone who's new to the show and listening for the first time to our live show, if you want to get some questions in, leave us a super chat question and we'll answer them all.
Absolutely. Jesus Drummer, thank you. Damn, it feels good. One of my favorite podcasts. Jake, thanks. Times are tough, but smell the roses, baby. Enjoy it. Thank you so much, Clarence.
Agreed.
That's how you smack a divisional rival in the mouth. Big ups to Carmen Brasillo for transforming this offensive line. Dart and Scatter the truth. So is Flott. Clarence, thank you so much. Joseph Winograd, thank you so much for the big donation. Thank you. He says, an all-time classic and first statement game for the Dart Scattebo era. Exactly.
Yeah.
In retrospect, the Saints game looks like a trap game for the Giants. They overlooked them for Philly. If you take away the 3 turnovers, Giants are a new team since Dart. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Giants are they definitely have a different energy about them. Sai, thank you so much. Says, let's go cry. Eagles cry.
Cry, yes. Eagles cry on the road to misery. Oh, I used to love making fun of the Eagles before they were winning. They used to be such a bad team when I would be little, I don't even know what to say about myself. I was like a little brat in the little brat in the parking lot when the Giants were good and the Eagles were bad. And I'd always used to come up to Eagles fans drunk and be like, look closely as I display the Eagles trophy case. And those jokes are now gone, but it feels good to be back on this side of the coin.
It does. It does. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Amazing win. Fly, Flott, fly. If it was Banks, interception would have been PI. Let Flott play. Lil Jordan, awesome contested catch. Great blocks. Runs full routes. Schlottman, Burns, Belton delivered a death blow. Yeah, absolutely. Talk about it, Isser. We absolutely love this.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, he made a lot of good points. People we haven't discussed. Shout out to Dane Belton for that forced fumble. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. Schlottman we'll get to on the tape. I'm excited to see that. But yeah, Cordell Flott, big play.
Jays, thank you so much. We beat the Eagles. I bet 30 on us to win, too. Well, thank you so much.
Nice. Money line?
Dude, money line, that's excellent. Big Bang, 75. Fear the Flott. Yes, let's get that on a shirt, baby. Fear the Flott. Dustin, thank you so much. I have never watched a post game and had so much fun. Dart and Scattebo are the heroes we needed. Such good dudes. Yeah, they are bringing it right now, man. They are, and it's exciting to be a New York Giant fan today, at least, and hopefully these guys can carry that momentum into the future. Kevin H, thank you. Finally, complimentary football, right? Yeah. Dart, most improved. Tibbs, Flott, offensive line, special teams. Hyatt stinks, says. Jameis needs to be quarterback too. Trade Russ, Banks. Love y'all. Thank you so much, Kevin H. I want to see a little bit more from Hyatt. Yes. And I would like to see Jameis as the quarterback too.
Yeah, I'll say Jameis Winston should definitely be quarterback too. I stand strongly by that. Trade Russ and Banks. Don't think you're getting anything for Banks. Not worth trading in my mind for like a late pick swap. If anything, nobody wants Russ. That won't be happening at all. So that's just a non-factor. As far as, I'm happy you pointed out Tibbs, who's also one of the most improved players to the Giants. He was already a good player, but now he's just a very good player.
He is having a breakout season. Like this is his true breakout season. He never had a bad season, but he's breaking out right now. He is like somebody with acne. Type 3, thank you so much. Shout out Flott and Burns. Yes, shout them out. Nikki Fratt, thank you so much. This was the most fun I have had in a long time as a fan. Will they sustain this? I really hope they can. They have an identity now. They do. Let's hope they can combat that as, as they play different teams. We're going to play them in a different manner. Man Ray, thank you. You guys saw the Mahomes dart stat. We might have a real guy at quarterback. Even if I'm still out on Dable and Shane, the youth of this squad is so exciting. I would agree. I have not seen that Mahomes dart stat. Dan, do you know what stat he's referring to?
Mahomes dart stat? No, Man Ray, if you're still with us, just type in the main comments what the Mahomes dart stat is. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Matt Peliquin, thank you so much. Thoughts on resigning Tibbs and Flott? Keep our own. Yeah, you're not going to find me complaining about that. I'm imagining they may want to test the market though. So what?
Yeah, I'm in a position, Matt, where I'm on re-sign almost everyone that's playing good football for the Giants. I have no care in the world about the salary cap. You can throw numbers at me like Giants have 19 million. No, they don't. They could push cap like all the other good teams do. So they're with a rookie contract, Jackson Dart. They're in a 5-year window where they can overspend like crazy. And that doesn't mean going to free agency and offering these stupid deals out, but it definitely does mean re-signing your own. So I don't care how many defensive ends we have on this roster. I know the Giants are a better team with Thibodeau on the roster. And I know that you can get a rotation going with him. You can get looks like we saw tonight with Thibodeau lined up inside and defensive tackles. So to me, it's a lock that I would want to re-sign him.
Jeffrey Wilson, thank you so much. Oh my God, football is fun again, right? Please like and subscribe, everyone. These guys are worth it. Love you guys and the content.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you. And Chris has the stat, by the way. Dart and Mahomes are the only quarterbacks to score on their first drive in their first 3 games. Wow. Pretty crazy. And the Giants, like Dart has not only done this with Mahomes against history, but He's breaking Giants norms in history because we don't score on first drives until Jarton. Now we've scored every single first drive since he became the starter. It's crazy. He doesn't even have any receivers out there.
Yeah, Chris and Man Ray, thank you so much for that stat. Steve Griffin, thank you for the donation. Nikki Fratt, thank you. Said credit to the offensive line. They dominated today. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Look, I like this tweet, by the way, real quick from Darius Butler. He said, Cam Scattebo is a mix of Mike Allstott and Ahmad Bradshaw. That's a pretty good comp.
That is a good comp. I have to say, I don't know if I can come up with a better one. Kyle Kilday, thank you. My buddy and I made a deal. We'd both buy Scat jerseys if they won. Holy shit. That was the most satisfying victory since I can remember. More than the Vikings playoff win in 2022, personally, which is nuts, but alas. Kyle, thank you so much, man. You're right. This is a good day, right? It's a good night. This is an exciting. How are we going to sleep, Dan, with all this excitement?
Not going to be sleeping much tonight, but yeah, I agree with you. It's definitely our best win since that win, if not better.
Thomas McNamara, thank you so much. Chase, appreciate it. He says Dart's pocket presence is so fun to watch. Looks like a veteran.
It is kind of crazy, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he moves around very well. He understands the path. Like he has this innate feel to understand the path of the defenders when he's maneuvering in the pocket. Right. And he's also trying to keep his eyes downfield. And I don't know if it would have been as successful if Jalen Carter was there, to be fair. But today there were several times where he was running basically all over the place, and he would run the defenders into blocks and then make the defense pay by using his legs to pick up like 7 or 8 yards. So that is
right that he has this innate feel for how to maneuver within that pocket and understand like when to go forward, when to go backwards, when to go laterally. And then a lot of times I feel like he finds himself lanes too. Like if he either finds a running lane, there was only one time I can remember of all the times tonight where he didn't and he went forward. And that was the one where he got hit and almost hurt or whatever happened on. That was the one time where like he didn't maneuver it to the best of his ability. But all the other times he did, including the one where he found Wandell, which was the best play I thought of all those.
Chase, Dark, you said that. Yes, sir, thank you. Said Saquon ran like he did back in MetLife his last year with us. He wanted nothing to do with contact. Lame run out of bounds, end of the game on third. He didn't want to take on Flott, 234 versus 174. Thank you, Isser, so much. We really appreciate you.
We're not going to crap on Saquon Barkley, but he did enter this game averaging 3.2 yards per carry, and I don't know what it's at now, despite because he had a couple big runs at the beginning. I mean, look, it's not Saquon's fault, but the Eagles' O-line, didn't I say this all week? They didn't look that good, did they, Nick?
No. I mean, there's something severely wrong with that offense right now. Severely. Yes. Joseph, thank you so much. Said extend Dable now. Seriously, what a game.
No.
Not quite there yet, though. But
no, Joseph. No.
We appreciate you. Igor, thank you so much. And my friends who are fans of other teams that usually text me to complain about the Giants on primetime texted me to say how great they look today. My phone, Igor, my phone right now is blown up with just friends like, yo, the team looked great, right?
Same. Like, I have a bunch of group chats of non-Giants fans like, Dan, yo, dude, that was awesome. Like, Scott, this is what it's supposed to feel like. This is what it's supposed to be like to be a fan of this team, to be covering this team as a podcast group, like as a podcasters. It just, we haven't had this feeling a lot, but we got it tonight and it was fucking awesome.
It was great, man. The Nards, you're the man. Thank you. Feels damn good, gents. Long time since we had this big of a smile at the end of the Giants primetime game. Going to be a fun week of banter breakdowns. Absolutely. And you're right, dude. We're also a team which just doesn't win. Well, we're a team that just
I think we haven't won on a Thursday night football game since they started. I think that might be true.
No, because the Larry Donnell game was Thursday night football.
Oh, since the Larry Donnell game. That was what I heard. It was since the Donnell game. They haven't won a game since the Donnell game.
The Larry Donnell always
Thursday
reminded me of the like wacky waving inflatable arm waving tube man from Family Guy. He had like the longest arms ever. Yeah. He was very uncoordinated as a tight end, but 3 tutties against Kirk Cousins in the Skins.
Eli made him.
That was great times. But now we got another primetime win to revel in.
Since 2015, Jordan Bearson says.
Crazy. Nikki Fratt, thank you so much. I love that the week of the documentary, Scattebo is a star running back on the field, not Saquon. Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. I absolutely love it.
Scattebo was the best running back on the field tonight. There's no doubting it. But it also just shows to show the whole point of everything that we said, Nick, and the whole point of the whole deal. The Giants' offensive line was much better than the Eagles' offensive line in the run game tonight, considerably, and the tape will prove that. So what does a running back mean? Like, and it means a lot. Scattebo did a lot in this game. Barkley does a lot for them. But you got to have that line, man. You got to have the line blocking. And honestly, Scat, I don't know necessarily, Nick, and I wonder what your thoughts are on this. I don't know necessarily that if we switched jerseys tonight and Scattebo was on the Eagles and Barkley was on the Giants, if the Giants would have had as much success in this game with Barkley versus Scattebo. That's kind of my personal thought on this. I think they're different runners. I think Barkley can hit a home run at all times. We're not really blocking for home runs. Scattebo's getting a lot out of nothing. In a lot of ways, I think he gets a lot of yards that Barkley wouldn't get. I'm gonna say that, and I don't care to say that. I don't care if anybody has a problem with that. Barkley does a lot of things better than Scattebo. I'm not saying Scattebo's a better player than Barkley. That's an idiotic thing to say that I would never say. But there are some aspects of his game that are better in my mind.
Yeah, it's that just physical, hard-nosed.
Yes.
I'm going to punish you because you're trying to stop me from getting what I want to get. Like that's all what Cam Scattebo is. I'm going to run through you. Saquon is much more. He's much more of just a running back. And I'm not saying that Cam Scattebo is not a running back, but Cam Scattebo is a running back of the 1970s era. He is a throwback type of runner, and it's a breath of fresh air.
With burst, with a shocking amount of burst and lateral agility.
I'm just speaking, of course, he has all of those other traits. I'm speaking more so from his mentality, right? I'm going to contact you and I'm going to punish you and we're going to impose our will on you. And he is most of that will. The offensive line does a good job, but that stat before doesn't really lie. Like he runs through arm tackles and he's going to bounce off contact. Right. He's a SOB to tackle.
And he gets first downs. Like I said, there's only been 3 backs in the NFL this year who have had 7 first downs in a single game. It's him, Christian McCaffrey, and Kyron. And Kyron runs behind a great O-line. He's earning this stuff for the Giants. Barkley's not on that list. There are guys that aren't on that list who are consumed to be better backs. But he does things differently in my mind. He creates yards on his own in a lot of ways.
Sir, thank you. Says it looked like Shane Bowen had a decent game plan. Yeah, it seemed to me to be there was some more pressures. Well, we knew there was going to be more zone against this matchup, against that 11 personnel package they have, but there was also more blitzing. It seemed like in certain areas, DB blitzing, and I was watching it from the prime vision. But sim pressures, which is
a couple guys drop.
Some twists up front, well timed. Abdul Carter, Brian Burns resulted in a sack. But we'll wait and see. Igor, thank you. Dart is great at improvising. Is he Dable proof? I don't know. Dable proof. I don't know.
Well, look, I think what Igor is saying is it's a common narrative now among Giants fans that Dable ruins quarterbacks because of what's going on with Daniel Jones. And I think there was the clip going around this week where Daniel Jones was saying once I got to Minnesota, I learned what it was really like to prepare for an offensive game, and he
I've
definitely
heard Daniel say that before. He said that before.
We had a podcast this week where he definitely threw shade at Dable. I think it was pretty obvious. So now a lot of people have, and look at the numbers, Jones having this great year with Indianapolis, right? And then no one's really had success with Dable outside of Josh Allen, and people say it has nothing. So I think that's kind of the narrative that we've had right now. But I will say this, if Dart continues to improve like this, you got to give credit to Dable at some point for that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, of course. Yeah. But it doesn't mean just because we won this game that we're all back in on Brian Dable. We need to see a level of consistency here. That's what the NFL is about. You need to win games and string them together. But so thank you though. Sean Smith, I appreciate it. Best Giants podcast, best fans. We needed this. Beating the Eagles in prime time. We have a quarterback playmaking, timing, knowing when to take shots, recognizing pressures with hard counts, masterful performances.
Yeah.
Let's go Giants. I know. It's
good
great.
Point, Sean. Nick, aren't you kind of impressed with what he's able to do at the line of scrimmage already with the hard counts as a rookie? Some of the that play that he saw something he liked where little Jordan Humphrey ran a different route in the red zone. I think he kind of thought Humphrey was going to go toward the back pylon, but just the fact that he's recognizing things and diagnosing things at the line of scrimmage already. And I think what Sean said is great. It's not just the playmaking ability, like that touchdown throw to Wandale. It's the timing on some of these in pocket throws that he's making. The ball was coming out fast, dude. Sometimes too fast, not for us and for the Giants, but for the players like Theo Johnson. It's he's like, Theo, dude, get your head around, dude. I want to get the ball out fast tonight. I want it out, and you got to be ready for this. Expect it. I'm throwing with anticipation tonight. Thought he threw great anticipation. Although he drove the football well tonight. Do great drive throws with velocity. The ball placement was insane tonight. Actually lighted up ball placement. I'm insanely excited about Jackson Dart's start tonight.
Yeah, so am I, man. Matt Livingston, thank you so much. Keep up the great work. New York Giants dominated all 3 phases. Hopefully they keep it up next when they come here to Denver. I'm excited to see Dart and Cam. Oh, that's great, man. I'm glad you get to enjoy that since you're living out in Colorado. It's just so fun rooting for Dart and with how he plays. Yeah, I agree. Same with Cam Scattebo. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Wandell, great move. Little Jordan, great downfield block. Yeah, we'd love to see that. Clarence, thank you. Dart is who everyone thought Shador would be. I don't know if anybody thought Shador would be able to do exactly what Jackson Dart is doing. Like, I never thought that.
I don't think that's no, Clarence, I would have to agree with Nick. I never thought these two were comparable prospects at all.
Andrew,
quite frankly, I was scared to say it, Nick, but like I know you felt this way too. I think we didn't want to say it. It's not scared to say it. It's just like you don't want to put yourself on this. I don't even know if I'll say this. It's a live show, so it's fine to say it. I didn't really even believe that Shador was like better prospect than Dart. Like I know you felt this way too. We weren't really big believers in Shador's stock pre-draft and like where he was projected to go and like what people kind of thought of him. Well, the NFL clearly wasn't either.
Yeah,
but like I don't really understand Shador almost at all, like as a prospect, to be quite frank. We'll see what happens in his career, but he's small, no athleticism, no arm talent. Like we'll see what happens. I guess he went to a good school. Like I don't like the stuff he did at Colorado on tape. Like it wasn't impressive to us. Really at all.
No, not really. Andrew, thank you so much. It's about time. It is. It is about time. David Ramirez, thank you. Super sticker from Mark Pescatori. Thank you. Lonely Warrior, appreciate it. Thank you. The Dan Abides. I hate how many false starts are allowed for top teams, even outside the tush pushes. I agree with this. Even on the first burn sack, Mailata totally jumped the snap and still lost.
Good point.
No, 100%. The Kansas City Chiefs get away with it all the time with Juwan. We were talking about that in week 3.
Yes. With Taylor out there. Yeah. But the Eagles are really bad with it because I think you could see it on the shotgun snaps and on those tush push snaps. The NFL's got to figure that out. That's why they should ban the tush push because they simply can't call it right. It's not because the Eagles are the only ones who are able to do it.
No, of course. When it comes to the tush push, I'm okay with it being in place. I think there's a lot of reasons for it not to be from a safety perspective. But again, you have to run it. I think the refs just need to call it within the bounds of what the rules are in the NFL. But
they can. Right? They clearly have proven they can. Because every week we see them miss it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for that reason, it should be banned because the refs can't call it right, in my opinion.
Yeah. And screw the Eagles. Isser, thank you so much. So happy Mara got to see this and being out.
Yeah, for sure. Happy for Mara. I know he takes a lot of flack, but I'm pro Mara for the most part, honestly. He wants this team to be good.
Flew down. Thank you very much, Anthony. He said flew down to Myrtle Beach from New York City to play some golf with the boys.
Nice.
For days.
Nice.
8 of us watching in our room. It was a great day all around. My buddy wanted to watch Giants post game. I said we have to watch the.
Nice. Thanks, Anthony. I appreciate it. Let me know, Anthony. Let me know how the round went. Did you flew down today? Or let me know how the rounds have been going down there in Myrtle. Want to hear about the rounds? Shout me out. Send me a DM. I want to hear about your rounds in Myrtle. I love all golf talk, Nick. I'll listen to any of it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Alex Cruz, thank you so much. Kyle Kilday, appreciate it. Also, regardless how it shakes out with the coaching staff, Dart performing like this presumably keeps Neighbors motivated to come back and produce with him. Yeah, Neighbors under contract for a while.
I think Neighbors is motivated, regardless. I don't think I think that the energy. It's sad. It sucks that Neighbors got hurt because I think he would have been so happy to be a part of this.
Oh my gosh, yeah, dude! Even before he got hurt in the Chargers game, you see how he was celebrating after the Dart first touchdown.
Yes,
he was like pounding him on the chest and everything. It's very
that ball, that vert ball to Hyatt tonight to Neighbors. Like, oh, he would have loved that throw.
Yeah, it would have been great. Isser, thank you so much. Giants crushed on 3 down, Eagles not. I'm loving it.
On 3rd down, yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
That was the difference of the game. What did you say? The Eagles were 1 of 9, Nick? Is that what you said?
Yeah, the Eagles were. It really is. It really is something to marvel at that the Eagles were 1 of 9 on 3rd down.
And the Giants were what?
4th down. We were 11 of 16. I didn't even go for them.
That's another thing, and we'll talk about this more throughout the weeks and stuff. Dart's been really, really good on 3rd down. That's another just check in the book of are we positive? Or are we projecting really good things moving forward for our young quarterback? Is he converting and finding solution on 3rd down? The answer has been yes, a lot of the time.
And some of those incompletions
were drops.
Theo Johnson dropped. That was a 3rd down. So he's still finding the solutions and delivering the football to where it needs to go.
Throw at the end, dude. That outbreaker when he had that pressure coming on him. That was such a good throw.
It was. Very Gooster, thank you so much. What up, boys? How about them Giants? It is weird. My biggest takeaway is how mostly clean ball we played in terms of penalties.
He's right.
Yeah, no, we did. I want to applaud the officials for kind of
for
staying
picking
out
up
of
that
the
PI. Oh,
well, for that and just staying out of the game for the most
okay.
part. Like let the boys play unless it starts getting egregious. And I thought the one PI on Paulson Adebo, it's like he kind of gets his head
He didn't
around.
turn his head around. They're going to call it every time.
It's an underthrown. Yeah, but I've seen it not called though.
Okay.
It just seems like one of those things where it's like the refs choose when to call that. It's selective calling, but it is what it is. The Dan Abides, thank you. Not for today, but I'm interested in your thoughts on the Daniel Jones interview on the Fitz and Wit podcast and what he hinted at. Yeah, so I've heard Daniel Jones say that in the past.
We just talked about this, yeah.
Yeah, but I've heard him said that like during the offseason, I think it was.
He did. He went into further detail now.
Yeah, he went into further detail. I'm not overly shocked by that.
And he kind of called out Dable to some extent.
Yeah, he did a little bit. So I'm not overly shocked.
I think he's very salty about the ending of the Giants and whatever happened, which is whatever.
Yeah, I mean, and he's somebody who's not necessarily an outward type of personality, but we saw it even like through Hard Knocks. And he came out and he said like it hurt him, right?
Yeah, he was pissed about Hard Knocks that they were like looking for another
quarterback and everything like that. So yeah. So my thoughts on that, though, the Dan Abides is from what I've seen is I'm not overly shocked by that. It's the relationship did not end in a positive way between the two. Bird 67, thank you. Great win. You guys are the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
H50 Pharaoh. I'd rather have and thank you so much, by the way. I'd rather have a Scattebo than a tush push any day. Saquon who? We got Scattebo. Yeah, I saw a lot of people saying that. Yeah, we got Scattebo. Yeah. Nice little ditty there. All righty, Nikki Fratt. Thank you. Everyone, like this video. It's easy.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you. Yeah, please click the like button if you're listening right now. We really need your help to grow this show. Just hit the like button. If you're listening, spent all this time, or you're joining us late, if you hit like, it really helps us grow the show. So please just hover your hand over that mouse real quick, as I used to say. Bink, click like, and just bink it like a river card. Bink it. Yeah, that's it. When you're playing poker and you're looking for a card on the river, Nick, say bink when you hit the card. Bink.
Does it have floaties on? Is it wet?
No, it's on the bink. It's not. Okay. It's a poker term. Bink, I hit my card. There we go.
It's on the river, though. All right. Keen Squeeze, thank you. No, I don't know what it is, actually. That was the stupid comments I made before. Keen Squeeze, thank you so much. Tuto, what's going on, bro? Said, Nico, mate, what a dominant match. Our entire club, half of city of Rome, and entire city of Palermo in Italy were awake at 3:30 a.m. to watch the Giants. I love Tuto. You know we love you, brother. I'm glad that you're living your best life over there, dominating people rugby style. What are your thoughts on the tush push since you play rugby and that's like a rugby-esque play?
What? Oh, you're asking Tuto? Yeah, I am curious.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear Tuto's thoughts on that.
Yeah, just put it in the chat. You don't got to send another super, but we appreciate you nonetheless, Tuto. Jackie Dem, thank you so much, buddy. Says, thanks for everything, boys. Let effing go Giants.
Oh, yeah. That was fun, man. That was so fun to watch.
I agree. Igor, turnovers notwithstanding, Dart improved every game. Yes, absolutely.
Dart has really improved every game, and this was by far his best game.
Yes, it was. Pharaoh, thank you so much. H50 Pharaoh. Every time we play a team good like this, we expose the other team. Cowboys teams are putting points on them. Chargers, they are not doing great after our win. I hope this is what makes the Eagles season
has to be so good. I hope the Eagles collapse. There's nothing I want more than watch them burn. And as I said earlier on the show, I will be active on Eagles Twitter tomorrow, not commenting, but watching and liking. And then I will be trying to listen to some radio calls in WIP and whatever, just to hear them whine and cry about this team. And AJ Brown, apparently, I heard in the comments, Nick, I was reading some comments. AJ Brown was unhappy after the game, said something or did something. They're starting to bubble over there with AJ Brown. He really doesn't like to be a part of this team, which I just love as well. So it's great.
Tuto also said, Nico, I'm all in, mate. We wreck men in tush push, making living all day, mate. Yeah, that's great, man. That's great. Anthony, thank you so much. Anthony Monaco.
Oh, yes. Real quick, Nick. Very Gooster said, Dan's a Mets fan, right? I'm sure he enjoyed the Phillies clap. Yeah. At the same time, I'm not sure if you were following this, Nick. At the same time as the Eagles burning tonight, the Phillies lost on an error.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Are they like done now?
They're done. They're collapsed as well.
Wow.
It's so good.
That's a good night. Good night for New York.
Good night. Yes.
I don't know if the Knicks won their preseason game, though.
I was talking to my one friend real quick who's a Giants and Yankees fan, diehard of both, and he was like, I really needed this after last night. I was like, good for you. Like, I'm happy for you.
Anthony, thank you so much. What a night, gents. Have a brew and enjoy. What do we attribute the second half shutdown to? Bowen adjustments, or I'd say a turnover, and then possibly just the Giants winning up front, taking advantage of an offense that seems to be pretty uncreative. I want to see exactly what Bowen did, but we'll be discussing that in the All-22 defensive episode on what exactly he did, if he changed up a lot other than just foundationally changing zone to man.
And that's what the tape review is for. So come watch this week. I know not every week
or at least click on it. At least click on it, guys.
Click on it, right? Yeah, we need more than 1,000 views on those. We're putting way too much time and effort. Please just click on it. But even if but this might be the week to watch. If you're not, you're not typically watchers of the film podcast, you might love it after a win. So come join us this week. Watch our defensive film review. You'll get to see what happened with Bowen in the second half.
Dan Abides, thank you. Best win for the Giants in probably the last decade. There are plenty of concerns about this team, but for the night,
yeah, nice wire reference. Love it. I have that mug somewhere, the Clay Davis mug. It says, but yeah, I agree. It really, to me, is probably my favorite win of the last decade. I still think the Vikings playoff win I have to put over this, but it's second.
Keen Squeeze, thank you. In 2024, some people didn't want Neighbors over a franchise quarterback like Nix and McCarthy, but Neighbors in 24 and Dart in 25 is better than any other plan, even trading the farm for Drake May. Your thoughts?
I think you could, if it continues in this trajectory, you're 100% right. I would rather have Neighbors and Dart. We'll see. There's a long way to go with that. I think there's a chance that may not be true. We'll see. And as far as Dart over May goes, because I have a lot of confidence in May and Jaden Daniels. As far as Dart over JJ McCarthy, Michael Penix, or Bo Nix, and then we get Neighbors instead, I haven't second guessed that one from the start. Same. And I'm still not second guessing that one. I never wanted any of those quarterbacks over Neighbors. And and quite honestly, in my mind, I'd rather have Dart than all of those quarterbacks right now.
Yeah, but
even Bo Nix.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that at the moment. Pat Cupo, thank you so much. And then we have Danny Travis. Hot take, Brian Burns is the defensive player on the team right now. Yeah, I mean, he's up there.
Yeah, no, he is. Yeah. He's the best. Some people have been saying, Nick, and I don't think it's a terrible take, that he's in the conversation for defensive player of the year. He has 7 sacks already.
I know. And he's thriving with what Shane Bowen and the Giants defensive structure is allowing him to do, right? Yeah. He's winning on a lot of they loop him a lot, and he is so damn quick, bro. He's just so damn quick going inside with that. Isser, thank you so much. Please re-sign Illuminor tomorrow. Yes.
They're going to have to pay up, and it's worth it.
It's going to be a lot of money.
It's going to be an insane amount of money, and it's going to be worth it. They have to keep Illuminor on this team. They cannot make that mistake.
This is a nice little shout out to Dan. Don't salivate here, all right? Jacob Cook. The Eagles took that pounding real nice.
You read that so weird, dude. Yeah, it was awesome to watch this team run the football, run the F out of them for 6 minutes straight at the end of the game. Like, I thought maybe, Nick, like, we went into just like pure run mode, or we're just like lined up like, okay, guys, we're just running the football. We did have that one rollout to Scattebo, which is another part of his game that's so good, by the way, where he makes these unbelievable catches out of structure and just great receiving back. But we had one. But other than that, we just lined up and ran at them and had success to the point where we could kneel the game out.
I know.
What the heck?
Dan and everybody else, when is the last time the Giants out-physicaled, just like bullied a team like they did tonight?
Trying to think. Not really that Texans game in 2022. That wasn't really like a bully game. They had a drive where they bullied the Titans in their win in 2022 for a drive.
I would say the end of the Jaguar game in 2022.
That one too.
Where they just aligned in the same alignment and they just kept giving the ball to Saquon to end the football game. Yeah, that. But my point is, like, they just went up and they're like, we're just going to run the football and you're not going to stop us. And the Eagles couldn't. And that's just such a good feeling.
It's such a good feeling.
It's so foreign. It's so forein. I'm not used to
Jordan Zamiti says, I don't even know the last time we kneeled the game out. I don't know either, dude. I guess it was the Colts game. Like in 2022. Did they kneel the game out since then? Maybe the Colts game last year. Did they kneel that one out? They were up by a lot.
Yeah, I have to imagine.
They might have nailed that one out.
Yeah. Steve Jones, thank you. I know you guys will break the film down, but from the broadcast, what did you see, if anything, that was different on defense? Great show, fellas. Well, Steve, we talked about it a little bit with the more zone coverage. I think maybe a little bit more pressure as well, but not a ton. But other than
the film tells that story. Yeah,
the film will tell a lot of that. Very Gooster, thank you. God, I am praying the Eagles are a dysfunctional mess this year. We bullied them, but boy, did they look checked out in the second half. Also, they did. Absolutely.
They're still 4-2 though.
Yeah, exactly. We're 2-4. Papa Janae, thank you so much. Let's go Giants. Absolutely. Jim Finkel, we appreciate it. Seize the moment. Thank you so much. Evening, men. Have you talked about how Jackson Dart got information with his cadence and hard count? No, I have not.
What do you mean by information?
Yes, I don't know exactly.
Okay, maybe clarify that in the comments, Cease, if you're still with us.
Desmond, appreciate it. Just wanted to say, great win, Nick. Love you, bro. Hey,
Who is that picture of? Is that Cameron?
I don't know.
I don't know. It looks like Killer Cam to me from that distance, but I don't think it is.
Alrighty. Thank you so much, though. Larry Edelstein, thank you so much, buddy. Said, are you seeing Dart throw with touch like I am? It's refreshing. It is very refreshing. Several throws, not one, not two. This was his best passing game as a pro. And the stats, again, might not bear that out, but there were just some dimes in this one, bro. Townsend, thank you so much. Gil Martinez, appreciate it. Kids should be in bed. Fair warning. The Eagles go Giants. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Gil. We really appreciate that.
That was not Killer Cam. It was Mace. Unfortunately, I was gonna say Mace. I had Mace in mind. I don't get them mixed up.
What percentage of people do you think understand what you're talking about right now?
These are just old school 90s to 2000s East Coast rappers. I was actually just listening to Killer Cam on the car ride over here. Sports, Drugs, Entertainment, one of the most underrated rap songs and one of his most underrated songs.
Excellent. Corey,
say that.
He said, no, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Nothing to do with anything. I'm
glad that you enjoyed it.
It got me bumped up on the car ride over here. I was driving home before the game and I was listening to that and it was great. And maybe that's the reason they won. No, it's not.
It could be. You never know. Butterfly Effect.
Purple Haze was a great CD, by the way.
Purple Haze. Corey, thank you so much. What do you expect this offseason to look like with Neighbors? I mean, that's so far, or this offense, I think is what I think it's just kind of what we saw for the first few weeks, only with Jackson Dart. Now it's I think you're gonna have a much more defined player to throw the football to whenever there's a one-on-one matchup. I think Dart is wise enough to take advantage of that. I think the offense in general will just run through Malik Neighbors if the defense allows that to happen. The defense more than likely won't allow that to happen, which will lighten the burden on Jackson Dart's legs, the rushing attack, and the secondary weapons that the Giants will be using. So,
if you want to have some fun, sorry, finish what you're going to say.
No, I was going to say Russell Wilson couldn't really seize that earlier in the season. What's up?
I was just trying to say, couldn't really see.
Yeah, I couldn't really see that. Yeah, he couldn't
see anything on the field.
I think Dart will. I think it will be a better operation overall, just because obviously.
If you want to have the upside fun of what it could look like and could be, go check out Jackson Dart, Trey Harris highlights from Ole Miss, because he really did a great job using Trey Harris as his X receiver there, and they had some really, really fun stuff on tape.
Rob, thank you so much, Rob Bossy. What a win. No stuff about squeaking out a win. We kicked ass. Right. Even with the early bird tush push, we dominated the line of scrimmage. Love y'all. Enjoy this one. Absolutely. Thank you.
That tush push should never happen. They false started. Should have been 4th and 6.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. John, what's going on, buddy? I realize so many questions moving forward about Dable, but he seems like the perfect type of coach for Dart and Scat. Thoughts? I understand where you're coming from with that when it comes to like the energy thing, because he wears his emotions on his sleeve and seems to have this really blossoming bromance with both of them. I can understand that, but for me, it is I think a much more of an operational thing that needs to be severely corrected for me to probably flip on what I've seen from Brian Dable. But this is a good step in the right direction.
Yeah, I think that's a good answer.
Emery, thank you so much. All that pressure, great performance all around, and Abdul still didn't even make the stat sheet. Just wait till he breaks out. This pass rush will rock. Yeah. Now he's something though, because you can still see it's just like, dude, he's in the backfield already, and Jalen Hurts has to throw the football. He's inevitable.
There were a few times I thought he got locked up. I'm excited to see the tape to see if that was right or wrong.
Bart, thank you so much. Thank you guys for your work. We appreciate the donation.
Thank you, Bart.
Denny, thank you. Do you sign another wide receiver now? Nick, beard routine? I think
the guy's got a great beard. I told Nick this like a month or two ago. He was rocking just the stash for a while. She's like, oh, look, people like it, and he can pull it off more than most. I told him, dude, just go back to the full beard. You're a beard guy. If you can grow a beard like that, you don't knock that beard off.
That's
Mine's
true.
decent, but it's not great compared to that.
I appreciate that. Kind words. And Danny, I actually don't have a routine at all.
Oh, you just let it grow?
Yeah. Well, I
No.
like trim it and keep it, looking not disheveled, but I don't use any oils or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as signing another receiver now, here's the thing, and this goes for trades too, which people are talking about. It's an issue because if you do that now, and look, I was the one pining for signing Odell. Now he's suspended for 6 games. I'm not as into that, but they're going to take some time to ramp up and learn the offense. And then even after that, like we may see some stuff like what did we see tonight? Like Lil Jordan Humphrey gets on the field. There is a miscommunication with him and Dart in the red zone where he's running inside. Dart wants him to go to the pylon, right? So it's just like, do we want that in game? Do we want these kind of miscommunications? Do we want to get the guys on the field who have worked with Dart already?
Yeah, it's I'd like to bring in another body, but this is, and if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it now, right?
Yeah.
Because you have this extended period of time.
True.
But I just don't know who's available, and I don't know if I want the Giants shopping the small amount of capital that they have to bring in some guy who might not have that much of an impact. Really, I would love for players to seize the moment, seize the day. Jalen Hyatt and Bo Collins, but I'm not sure.
Avenged Sevenfold, that reference?
Well, I mean, it seize the day goes well beyond Avenged Sevenfold, but yeah,
I
they
thought
do
you
have
were
a very
doing it for
popular
that reason because I know you're a big Avenged Sevenfold fan.
Yeah.
I gotta put them in my. They're not on my Spotify, and I got to get them in my like song so I can get them in my shuffle. No, I like their shit, so I got to get
great.
them in there.
They're great, man. Dan Abides, thank you so much. Incoming wet blanket. What was the time? Yeah, Dave took it. I'm glad somebody brought this up, man.
Good point.
Yeah, that was. I think
not great, Bob.
I just guess he did not fully realize the time that was left on the clock, and he saw something that he didn't like.
Yeah,
and we'll see it on the All-22 and report back on it. But yeah, that was like, what's going on here? Jake Andrews, thank you. Great win. You ever see a coach so desperate to get a quarterback back in the game? I get it. Dart's it. Dart, Leak, Scat, Carter with Vets, Burns, AT, and Dex. Beginning of a winning core. Great show.
Maybe.
Thank you so much, Jake.
Maybe, Jake.
He did not. Imagine being Russell Wilson where he's like, oh, let me look at my coach for reassurance. I'm back on the football field. And then you just see the coach just run into the blue tent. You're like, yo, what the hell? I'm out here. I'm on the team.
And like a lot of people have asked me, and I'm sure you've gotten this question a lot, Nick, from my friends and maybe people online or your friends as well. Like, why didn't they just start Dart in week 1? I think a big factor in that is just look at how different a football team they are with Andrew Thomas on the field. I mean, this dude lights the F out. I tweeted something before the game, Nick. It was a chart. Andrew Thomas is in the top right of this chart. And it's like, I forgot what it was. Now I forget. It was pass blocking percent, like pass block win rate, and then how often they were on the island. He's all the way in most island snaps. And then this guy's arguably the best player at offensive tackle in the NFL this season. He actually is by the numbers, and they leave him on an island. So that allows him to do so many other things as far as more receivers in the route, and then also just getting slide protection, letting these other guys on the offensive line have better opportunities to make their blocks and to hold up. So like the difference is you would have started Dart without Andrew Thomas. And by the way, some of those snaps would have been with James Hudson.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Also, I'd say you went all through training camp with Russell Wilson as your number 1.
Yeah.
I don't think you're not going to give him the opportunity at least to see what he does. And then he threw for like almost 500 yards in week 2.
They didn't lose that game because of him, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? But overall, I'm glad that Dart is starting right now. Esther, thank you so much. That bad time management, end of the half by Birds helped the momentum. Yeah, I mean, we gave him a layup there. We gave him a layup, and they still ended up shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah,
love to see it when it's not us. And then Esther also says, Nick and Dan, the Dart and Scat podcast.
Thank you, Esther.
Esther, we really appreciate it.
Thank you, my boy.
Danny Lee says nothing and sends a massive super stick.
Danny, that was a big donation to the podcast. Thank you so much.
We really appreciate that, Danny. We really do. Thank you so much. Eddie Mitchell, thanks, buddy. Says, first time I've heard a loud and consistent "Let's Go Giants" chants through my TV in a while. That's great.
It's a good point. I don't even know when I've heard that. We watch every game. Like, I haven't heard that "Let's Go Giants" in a while.
No, dude, most of the time it's fourth quarter and it's just the opposing team's fans in there and booing. John Mayer's upset in the press box.
They were saying people were at the game were saying they saw a flood of Eagles fans leaving for the exits after that Jalen Hurts interception. The last time that's happened has been so long since Eagles fans who came to the stadium had to leave the game early because they were losing.
How many times do you think at the stadium today an Eagle fan said, at least we won the Super Bowl last year?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was that. Like when you can resort your opponent down to that, you've seized the day. You've won,
Yes,
right?
you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
Like, oh yeah, we know that, but that's not right now. That
That's
bub
true.
like
It's very true.
get effed. Thank you so much, David. He says, gentlemen, love the pod, like the pod, by the way. They like the pod is for everybody else, by the way. So please like the pod. Appreciate it. Sam Holmes, thank you. How has your ceiling of Dart changed from the draft?
Well, that's a great question.
That is a great question. I think I would say I was probably unclear of what his ceiling was coming out of the draft. And maybe I still am because I don't exactly know where to put him as a thrower of the football. I think today was a lot better than what we saw in the previous week.
Yep.
I still don't view Dart as somebody who has elite arm talent, but I do think he has better than average to good arm talent, and that could improve with better mechanics. So I would say I think I just have a more clear sight of what his ceiling is, and that remains high, Sam. So I don't know exactly how to quantify it fully, though. I think I still need more information, if that's fair.
Yeah, I think for me, what's changed, I do think I'll start by saying from the arm talent standpoint, I think that he had his best game from that standpoint tonight, but I also think he's going to get better and better. He's a young kid who's going to work, and he has a personal quarterback coach. He's going to work to continue to, like we talked about in the last show, use more ground force, find ways to drive the football using his body. But the reason why my ceiling for him has definitely risen since the draft, Nick, is that I feel like he's really cool, calm, and collected in the pocket. And we've talked about this on the show today and in the past, knows how to navigate the pocket really well. I saw moments of that at Ole Miss. I feel like it's been even better at the NFL level, which is kind of crazy to say, but it's almost true if you go back and watch all snaps from this season so far with the Giants and then some of the stuff in college. Not only that, I don't think the moment's ever really too big for him.
Yeah, he seems very poised, very confident, and I'm glad that you brought up what he does behind the line of scrimmage. I think that's such an asset. That's such an asset. It's a pain in the ass for the opposing defense, to the point where opposing defensive coordinators like, got to spy this kid, got to spy him, and then when you spy him, he's able to put the moves on you like he did against, I think that was Zach Bond, maybe at the second level. So he's an asset when it comes to that.
And we haven't been a team, by the way, like as far as the rise to the moment and no occasion's too big for him, we've struggled as the Giants have struggled a lot in these primetime games. We were 1-11. We were not very good. I don't want to bring it up because people are going to get mad, but we were not very good with the past franchise quarterback, whatever it was. We're 1-11 with him. And now, Dart is a player who won this game. These are big moment games. And I don't feel like he, at any point tonight, in my mind, Nick, he didn't look like he was throwing the ball hot. We've seen times in the past where our quarterback, we've been a team that's we looked a little rattled to start these games on the primetime game. Let's be honest. We were pumped up throws, going over the heads. Dart looked pretty calm and collected the entire game.
Look, we're not throwing any shade at the former quarterback, but I think it's very discernible to understand that there is a much different energy right here with the New York Giants under Jackson Dart, Cam Scattebo, this youthful movement, than there was with the previous players who were here. I don't know what you want to attribute that to, but from an energy perspective, from how the offense is buzzing early in the football game, I think that's a pretty discernible. It's pretty palpable. Would you agree with that, Dan?
I would. And I would say, though, just to answer that question and circle back to my final point on it, the main thing that leads me to believe his ceiling is higher than I even thought on draft day is his pocket movement skills.
Townsend, thank you so much. Click the like button and we get less golf talk.
Oh, no, Townsend. You will get as much golf talk as I want to give you, okay? And I've been good on that lately. Let me be clear about something. I've been very good on not mentioning golf. I've had some good rounds lately, and I haven't said a word about them, not a peep. We're all missing out here. There are rounds that I want to talk about badly, and I haven't said a word about them.
John, thank you so much, John Ardolino. It's a really strong last name, John. He says, nickname idea for these rookies, the Frat Pack. What do you think? Great win, great show. Keep up the good work, guys. Yeah, I think it actually works. They're both very frat bro-y. I don't know how much longer they're going to be frat bro-y since they're going to grow into men, even though they already are, but you get what I'm saying. But yeah, the Frat Pack works for this rookie season and the youthful movement. I don't think that's a bad nickname.
Yeah, I like it.
Thank you so much, Chronotorious. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but thank you. First primetime win since 2022, wow. And I can't sleep. I'm so happy.
That's crazy, bro. 2022 is the last time they won a primetime game. That's sick.
It's not great, but yeah, it is what it is. Andy Hart, thank you. Big win for Big Blue Scattebo. My MVP Eagles look washed. Congratulations from a Commanders fan. Well, Andy, thank you so much for sending us a donation and checking in on with us, man. We really appreciate that, Commanders fan. The Dan Abides, appreciate it. Hey, jabronis, best watch the breakdowns on this channel. The jabronis are all you. Watch it, ladies and gentlemen.
Click it at least. When we drop the pods tomorrow, the offense and the defense film reviews, you better at least click the button.
Give us a little clicky poo. Jake Andrews, thank you. I know you touched on this. Flott's play broke the game. They score there. It could be a different game. That's the big play this team never gets. 100%. That's the big play the team never gets. Victor Perez, thank you. If Hyatt can figure out how to catch and the Giants can beat the Eagles in primetime, Israel and Palestine can figure out how to coexist. Jeez, Victor. All right. Well, thank you so much for thank you so much for the donation. Anthony Monaco, we really appreciate it. The donation didn't say anything. And then JR317 with the win. Any thoughts on wide receiver trades? Olave? I don't think they're going to part ways with Olave, and that would cost us so much to get him, and then we would have to pay him. So I don't think that's possible, but I do respect him as a player.
I respect you, JR317, for how you finished that golf swing in that picture.
Oh, dude, this is the same guy from last week that you said.
I know. I see it every time, and I'm just like, I want my finish like that. How do I do that?
You want to finish like that? Cool. Timeout before half is why Dable needs
golf swing like that.
Oh, man. I love how these
always. Let me throw one stat while we're breaking it. Let me throw one stat at show you how good Cam Scattebo has been and how important he's been to this offense. Among running backs with at least 50 touches, who have accounted for at least 40% of their offensive first downs on the field, he is one of 6 running backs who have done that. That is insane. 40% of his team's offensive first downs. He's doing everything.
Jake Andrews, thank you so much. Seen enough of Wilson. Winston is the backup.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think it's going to happen, but I think Winston should be quarterback too. And I don't know what you would do with Wilson. I don't really think he even needs to be on the roster personally, but whatever.
R2 Scattebo, Coulter Barzilla, thank you so much. Jordan Zamidi, thank you. Smacking the Eagles on that's a great picture right there, right in front of the Coliseum there, bub. Smacking the Eagles on prime time is such a great feeling. It really is. So excited to see what you guys break down on tape. Thanks for the great work. Well, thank you for tuning in. Daniel, thank you so much, Daniel Downing. Great win. I asked you the inverse of this question earlier this year, but heat check time. What's the minimum record that enables this GM coach regime to their jobs? I don't know if there's a minimum. I don't know if there's a minimum record per se. 6 wins?
No, I think it would be higher. I think it'd be 7.
Yeah.
Okay. It depends though. Like
it does.
More wins like this one against a team like the Eagles, your division rival, with John Mara sitting there watching at home, gives you a better chance. Like it depends where the win, like what wins they are, and like if they get this team in content, they're 2-4 right now. If they get this team in contention for a wild card spot through week 17, I'll say that's probably the minimum.
Yeah, it's
not 18 but 17.
Yeah, look, dude, there's so much that still needs to happen until then. The season could fall off the rails. You have a rookie quarterback involved too, which makes me think it could be lower than what it would normally be. If they finish strong and they're just respectable, I think they could retain their jobs, which I don't know if that's the best thing, but here we are. H50 Pharaoh, thank you. What do you think of Ricky White III on the Seattle's practice squad? College career, 228 receptions, over 3,000 yards, 24 touchdowns. Michigan State, UNLV, 4 block. I don't really know much.
Yeah, I didn't study him coming out of the draft. Did you, Nick?
No.
Yeah.
But I'd love put people like this on my radar, and whenever I have time, I can like go and watch their tape and maybe familiarize myself with them, because I think the Giants front pro scouting department will be scouring across the league to find a receiver that they may have liked to bring in and see if they can have an impact or at least compete with guys like Bo Collins for snaps. Jay Metz, thank you so much. Super sticker. And then Isser, thank you so much again. Dart looked like he wanted to go out and hit someone post blue 10. He did. And then he did. Held my breath a lot. Yeah, same here.
That was scary for a moment.
And Javier Fox is our last one. Domination, 4 quarters instead of 1 like last week. Exactly, Javier. That's well said. And I appreciate every single one of you, man. This was a great turnout. We had consistently over 800 people in here with a lot of super chats. So
thank you to everybody tuning in. Thank you to everybody who did a super chat, but thank you to everybody who commented regardless and hit the like button. That's how you build this show. And really, it was a fun show. I mean, we finally got to do it, man. And I didn't even get my old man take in, Nick.
What's your old man take?
Oh, my old man take. This one's going to get roasted by the commenters, but I stand by it. My old man take is I'm going to need Cam Scattebo to stop doing those backflip celebrations. Okay.
That is an
Let
old
me
man
tell you
thing.
something. Maybe it's because I'm still shell shocked from the David Wilson days. I don't even know for a fact that his spinal stenosis or whatever it ended up being was because he did all those backflips. But I got to imagine that can't be good on your spine. But even if it's not a concern on the spine, I say this, there's a chance you can land wrong on your ankle or your foot and get injured that way too, especially on this MetLife turf. I'm just out on the backflip. So I hope Dable hammers that home. No more backflips.
I think the chat would agree with you on that. I don't think that's
an old man take. It's an old man take.
It's a boomer take, but it's fine. Like
I
kind of agree with it too. I mean, look, there's no way that like you could get injured doing that, but if you don't do it, you're never going to have the possibility of getting injured doing that. So, you know what I'm saying? But hey, guys,
dude.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. All right. Have a great rest of your night. We will talk to you tomorrow with the all 22 film reviews on the offensive and defensive side of the ball.